डेली सबसे
Trusted
पहले न्यू
breaks that trust. How do you move forward when someone hurts you? How do you protect your peace without allowing betrayal to turn you into a bitter person? Welcome to the Stoic wisdom. The first thing every person must understand about betrayal is this. Betrayal reveals more about the person who committed it than the person who experienced it. When someone lies to you, it reveals their relationship with honesty. When someone betrays you, it reveals their character. When someone chooses selfishness, it reveals their values. But many people make a painful mistake. They take another person's actions and turn them into a judgment about themselves. They think, maybe I was not enough. Maybe I trusted too much. Maybe there is something wrong with me. But another person's lack of character is not proof that you lack value. The actions of another person belong to them. Your response belongs to you. The Stoics believed that the only thing you truly own is your own mind, your own choices, and your own character. You cannot control whether someone chooses loyalty. You cannot control whether someone chooses honesty. You cannot control whether someone chooses to stay. But you can control what happens inside you after they leave. This is where most people lose their power. They allow the person who hurt them to continue hurting them long after the betrayal happened. The person may no longer be around. They may have moved on. They may not even think about what they did. But the person who was betrayed continues carrying the pain every single day. The mind naturally wants justice. It wants explanations. It wants the person who caused the pain to understand the damage they created. But sometimes the apology never comes. Sometimes the person never admits they were wrong. Sometimes you have to create your own closure. And that is one of the hardest lessons in Stoicism. You cannot wait for another person to change before you decide to heal. Your peace cannot depend on someone else's awareness. Your future cannot depend on someone else's regret. The moment you understand this, you begin taking your power back. Instead of asking, why did they do this to me? The Stoic asks a better question. What can this experience teach me? Because pain can either become a prison or a teacher. The choice depends on how you respond. And this is where the Stoic journey begins. One of the biggest battles after betrayal happens inside your own mind. The mind wants to return to the past. It wants to replay the moment. It wants to imagine different outcomes. If I had noticed the signs earlier, if I had said something different, if I had walked away sooner. But the Stoics understood that the past is a place where no action can be taken. You can learn from yesterday, but you cannot live there. Every moment you spend trapped in the past is a moment you lose from the present. Epictetus taught that we should focus our energy only on the things that are within our control. The actions of another person are outside your control. Their choices are outside your control. Their thoughts and feelings are outside your control. But your response is yours. Your character is yours. Your future is yours. This is where true strength begins. Not when life becomes easy, but when you realize that even difficult experiences cannot take away who you choose to become. After betrayal, many people choose anger. They think anger will protect them. They believe staying angry means they are refusing to accept what happened. But anger is a heavy burden. It follows you everywhere. It enters your relationships. It affects your decisions. It changes how you see people who never hurt you. The Stoics understood that holding on to anger is like carrying a burning piece of coal and waiting for someone else to get hurt. The person you are holding it against may never feel the pain, but you will. This does not mean you should ignore betrayal. It does not mean you should allow people to repeatedly hurt you. Wisdom is not weakness. Forgiveness is not forgetting. And peace is not allowing someone to walk back into your life without boundaries. A Stoic does not become careless. A Stoic becomes aware. You can forgive someone and still choose distance. You can release anger and still remember the lesson. You can wish someone well and still understand that they no longer belong in your journey. This is the difference between a weak person and a wise person. A weak person lets pain change their entire character. A wise person lets pain improve their understanding. Marcus Aurelius faced betrayal, criticism, and difficult people throughout his life. Yet he continued to remind himself that his responsibility was not to control others. His responsibility was to control himself. That is one of the hardest lessons in life. You cannot force people to be loyal. You cannot force people to appreciate you. You cannot force people to understand your value. But you can make sure that their actions do not destroy your values. Because when someone betrays you, they are making a decision about themselves. Do not make a second decision by allowing their behavior to turn you into someone you are not. If someone was dishonest with you, continue being honest. If someone was cruel to you, continue practicing kindness. If someone acted without discipline, continue building discipline. Never allow another person's weakness to become your weakness. The strongest people are not those who never experience betrayal. The strongest people are those who experience betrayal and still choose wisdom. They learn. They grow. They become more careful, but they do not become cold. They become stronger, but they do not become bitter. Because bitterness keeps you connected to the person who hurt you. Growth sets you free. One day, you may look back at the betrayal that once caused you so much pain. And you may realize something unexpected. It was not the end of your story. It was the moment you learned the importance of self-respect. It was the moment you learned that your peace cannot depend on another person's behavior. It was the moment you discovered your own strength. The Stoics never promised a life without pain. They promised something greater. A mind strong enough to face pain without losing itself. Remember this: you cannot control who betrays you. You cannot control who leaves. You cannot control who fails to appreciate you. But you can always control who you become afterward. Choose wisdom over revenge. Choose peace over anger. Choose growth over bitterness. Because the greatest victory is not making someone regret hurting you. The greatest victory is becoming someone they can no longer hurt. This is the Stoic wisdom. Continue building your mind. Continue mastering your emotions. Continue becoming the person who remains calm when the world tries to